Hey everyone, I'm going to be going back to the Chaotic Darkness trial and re-clearing it. My first video had really poor sound quality because the new app update kind of messed it up. So I'm going to be doing it this time on on my computer for the recording. Anyway, so this is going to be the same exact team as the first clear. So we're going to be using Wilhelm for passive provoking, and he's also got 100 dark resist and status immunity. I'm not using evasion. You can if you want to. It is easier if you use evasion, but I'm going to show that you can do it without evasion. We're going to use Folka for giving us immunity buffs, like immunity to stop ailments and all that. Other than that, she's got status immunity, 100 dark resist. The whole team wants 100 dark resist. Charlotte is going to be covering magic. Now she needs 100 dark resist and 175 water resist. But it's pretty easy to gear a magic tank in that. Only your magic tank needs that. Beryl is going to be our breaker and dark resist buffer. He's got some auto limit to help fill his limit gauge, and he's immune to blind and paralyzed, which is only two statuses that really matter. And he's got some dark resist. We're going to be using Cersei for our damage dealer. She's got some human killer. She's got decent magic, status immunity, and 100 dark resist. And we're grabbing Chromo's Cersei as well. Same thing. He's got some dark resist, some human killer, etc. So let's get into it. Oh, the missions are deal holy damage 3 times or more within 20 turns and finish them with a limit burst. Shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Okay. So Cersei is a little bit low DPS here. She's kind of an older unit. She did get updated and all, but if you've got like Elena or something, that's probably a much better choice. But Cersei can still do it in 20 turns. I did it in my first video in 20 turns, even though I made some mistakes. So Wilhelm is going on his first turn. He's going to provoke to give himself a mitigation buff because Charlotte mitigation is not ready yet. We're going to cover magic with Charlotte. Beryl is going to dual cast his Good Break and a Dark Resist buff. Folka is going to give us immunity to all the ailments, debuffs, stop, etc. And Cersei is going to Death Omen, and then we're going to chain Water with Death Omen and Water. Because when we have to dispel like the Imperil, we can put it up again with Folka instead. Okay. Something I didn't check. Does Chromo level his limit burst? Level 30. Perfect. We're good. Okay. So you can see the first turn hurts Wilhelm pretty bad because he's not guarding and he's only got a 40% mitigation buff. And we're not using evasion. Also, Beryl's good breaks were not online quite yet. But now Beryl's breaks are online. And we're going to guard Wilhelm. Alright, so let's go ahead and chain the limit burst of Cersei's, which is going to unlock their quad cast. It also puts the even better Imperil up. Charlotte's limit burst is now ready as well. And we're going to give physical mitigation with Folka, and we're going to do a water screen. So at this point, you'll see Wilhelm's damage is going to go down to almost nothing. Like the first turn is a little dicey, but at this point, Wilhelm's damage, he's going to probably take 10% of his health. It's fine. Alright, there we go. Vortica. Yeah, no big deal at all, as you say. And Wilhelm's got a holy weapon, so he'll be counterattacking for that mission. We're going to do more holy damage later anyway, but it just shows that it is doing the mission for holy damage. Alright, so now we're going to change his water 4 times, quad cast. Yeah, we still need one more turn on Ouroboros, which is our good burst cooldown. So let's go ahead and do our chains. Let's see if we can push below 80% here. I don't think so. We're gonna come a little bit short. That's fine. We'll get it next turn. All right. So Wilhelm's gonna guard. Folka will just refresh these buffs. They last way longer than that, but whatever. I guess Charlotte will buff our defense and spirit, and Beryl's going to imbue himself with holy, and he's going to imbue himself with well, he's imbuing with dark, which is actually a bad thing because the boss imbues dark, but that's his dark resist buff for the team. So it's kind of like an unfortunate side effect. It's fine. Now here's the status in peril. Remember I mentioned you need status resistance buff. That's because these status imperils the boss puts up, even if you're immune with like a ribbon or something, you can still get paralyzed and silenced and all that. So that's why you want an immunity buff on top of that. Alright, so now Circe is going to build the chain with this, and the last one is going to be Ouroboros, which is going to cap that chain. So we're going to build the chain, and then we're going to cap it with Ouroboros. Before I do that, let me break the boss skin and reapply Charlotte's limit. That way these crystals can go to them. Alright, just go ahead and chain. And Ouroboros is like a big finisher hit. It's going to do a big chunk of damage, you'll see here. Boom, there it is, 10%. Alright, so the boss is now on to the next like phase, so to speak. But for now, let's go ahead and Teardrop and Water Screen, I guess. Alright, so he's going to do a Threshold, which is going to be a gravity attack, and he'll do some breaks in the team, but we're immune to the breaks because of Folka, so don't really care. He also does an AoE Dark attack, but we're immune because of Barrel's buff and our gear. The only thing that hurts anyone is the gravity attack on Charlotte, and the boss ends his turn. After a Threshold, you have to deal holy damage to the boss to disable his special attacks. So for this turn, we're just going to do it with Charlotte. We'll hit him with the holy attack. There we go. Now we're going to Limit Burst with the Circes for our damage. Alright, Beryl will just refresh his buff and imbue. Guard Wilhelm. Now, the boss is going to be stunned here and not hit us because we hit him with Holy after a Threshold. So we'll just use Folka to refresh our immunity buffs just to get him up there. Alright, so he's going to say like stunned by the light or something. Light has cast away the darkness. So the boss won't attack this turn, which is really cool. Alright, so we're just going to resume DPSing. We have 2 turns for Ouroboros, that's fine. Alright, let's see. So let me go ahead and break the boss again and reapply Charlotte's limit, just to, you know, so these dropped crystals aren't totally wasted. Alright, Wilhelm will guard. Folka, you know, maybe this team is a little bit too heavy on, like, heals and support and all, but it's fine. You know, we're getting there. But most turns, you'll notice, like, Folka doesn't really have a lot to do. But the big thing Folka's doing is giving us that immunity. That immunity to stop, you know, paralyzed, blind, etc. Alright, so we're going to Ouroboros, still 1 turn away. Okay. That's alright. Let's go ahead and chain. Alright, Beryl will just give us resistance again. Guard Wilhelm will do a defense buff with Charlotte. Folka will... yeah. Not much to do. So I guess she'll just refresh her immunities. Okay, so this next turn we're going to push the boss below 50%, which is the next threshold. Now this next threshold is a little bit different. Well, the threshold's the same. The turn after the threshold is going to be different. But let's get there first. So we're going to chain 3 times. We're going to cap that chain with Ouroboros. That's chain, 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 Ouroboros. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Alright, so we're below 50. This is like the next phase, so to speak. Alright, so Beryl, the boss is not going to attack this turn other than gravity, so we're not going to use Beryl to do anything yet. Remember, Charlotte will refresh, do that. And Folka will give us a regen over time and a teardrop to keep mana up. Yeah, so this is a threshold again. The boss is going to do an AoE Dark attack that we're immune to. He's going to do a break that we're immune to. And he's going to do a gravity attack that Charlotte will cover, but it won't kill her. And then it will end his turn. Okay. Once again, no big deal. Darkness is gathering. That means we need to hit the boss with Holy again. So the 50% threshold, you need to hit him with Holy on 2 different turns. Or Holy Element, Light Element, whatever. So we're going to hit him with Light Element to start the stun process, but he's not going to be stunned yet. Did I use Ouroboros? I did. So we're going to use Limit again. Okay. Barrel is going to break. We're going to guard Wilhelm, and Folka will just do whatever. Alright. So because it takes 2 turns to stun the boss, this time he's going to dispel Wilhelm. So Wilhelm's going to get dispelled here, which means he's going to lose his resistance buffs, he's going to lose his immunity buffs, and he's going to lose his mitigation buffs. He might take some more damage than usual. I mean, it shouldn't be too bad because he's guarding. Now, if you're not using Passive Provoke, you would also lose your Provoke buff that turn, so his attacks would hit someone else. And the boss buffs himself because he wasn't stunned. So he buffed himself, he gave himself a shield. You need to dispel those with your healer. Or anyone, really. And items are okay. You could use like a Holy Torch or something. But we're going to use Folka to dual cast. I should have mentioned, she's on Ramuh, so she can cast a spell. She can cast a spell, and we're going to use Holy from the Holy Rod. Now, this is going to stun the boss. So we're going to Death Omen. And because the boss is not currently imperiled, we're going to chain Rapture instead. Because the boss is naturally Holy weak. And actually, we can... This is going to be a threshold, so the boss is not going to hurt us, so he's not broken. But that's okay, only because... let's see... Reduce light resist. Yes, do that. Imperil the light resist. We're going to push the thresholds. We don't need to break him. So, make sure you always keep him broken after Dispel if you're not pushing a threshold. But this is also a stun. So even if we don't get the threshold, he's going to be stunned no matter what. Okay, so he's going to be stunned, so that's fine. He's not going to deal damage. So we'll use Charlotte to refresh her limb first. So all this is going to be is, you know, the light has dispelled the darkness or something. He won't attack. Light has cast away the darkness. So we hit him twice after 50% with holy damage. Alright, so now we're going to use Limit first and put the Good and Peril back up. And that puts the last threshold as well. Outstanding. Alright, Barrel will refresh our resistance buffs. We don't need to break again because we pushed the threshold this time. Alright, so do that. Do that. Folka is going to give us, let's see, Water Screen and a Teardrop, I suppose. Okay, here's the last threshold. It's going to be the gravity and all that. Now, I did push him on a bad turn, because turn 12 he's going to use Death. And Wilhelm's going to be dispelled on this turn, so the Death is actually going to kill him, and he won't have re-raise. But we'll be okay, and I'll show why in just a moment. Alright, so we're going to chain 3 times an Ouroboros. Chain 3 times an Ouroboros. Go ahead and get that in. It's going to push the boss close to dead. It shouldn't finish him off. Yeah. Real close, actually. But now it's finally time to break the boss. So now the boss is broken. We're going to hit him with Holy, with Charlotte. And Folka will go ahead and Flowing Waters. And we're going to do a Serpent Guard for the physical mitigation. Because Wilhelm is going to get deathed here. Towards the end of the turn. And dispelled and all that. Because he's not wearing death immunity. This is showing that death immunity, it is okay to not use death immunity. Because the death happens at the end of the round, and the only attacks after that are some melee attacks. Yeah, as you see, they're pretty weak, so it's okay. All right, so we need to we need to dispel the boss, hit him with holy, and we need to give Wilhelm back alive. So we still got one turn of Charlotte's cover, so we'll use her to... Actually, no, we're going to use Cersei's to deal the holy damage. So we're going to use Folka to dispel the boss and raise Wilhelm. Not re-raise, we need her actual raise. So dispel the boss, get Wilhelm back up. Let's go ahead and use Charlotte for the cover. Let's have Beryl break the boss and give us a dark resist buff. And let's have Cersei's chain holy and then chain water. Alright, let's see. Chain holy and then chain water. We've still got 7 turns to kill the boss. I don't think her limit burst would have finished off the boss there, so I didn't want to go for it. Alright, so we chained holy. This is the second turn we've chained holy. So the boss is going to once again dispel Wilhelm, although he's not going to death this turn, so it's okay. Alright, so he did shield himself again though. So Wilhelm might die just from damage because he doesn't have any kind of good buffs here. Oh no, he's fine. He's totally fine. Well, maybe. Okay, he's fine. And the boss is going to regenerate some health here. There we go, he regenerated again. That's the last time the boss is going to regenerate though. Alright, so now we're going to, once again, we're going to dispel the boss, and we're going to heal. Alright, we'll hit, now we're going to use Charlotte's Limit Burst again to give Wilhelm a mitigation buff. Beryl will break the boss again, and this time Cersei is going to stun once again. So we're going to predict Rapture for the holy damage to stun the boss. Now the boss is going to be stunned for real. Predict Rapture and Torrential Omen. Alright, and this shouldn't kill the boss, because the boss is not in peril. We would dispel the imperil. Folk has been kind of busy, hasn't had a chance to dispel. So this is the third time we're hitting the boss with holy damage, so the third time he's going to be stunned now. He's not going to do anything. Alright, light cast away the darkness, there we go. So this is a nice clean kill. So now Folk is going to go ahead and give us a nice water imperil on the boss. That way, because Cersei's are currently imbued with water. And we'll kill him with a Limit Burst for that last mission. There we go. So we did the mission to deal holy damage 3 times or more. We finished him with a Limit Burst, and we did it in 20 turns. Did it in 15 turns. This kill was much cleaner than my first video, not to mention the sound quality is probably much better. So there we go. Now I'm going to see about maybe doing some other clears with different teams. But we did get like a bunch of new content today, so I might do that later after I do like the story and stuff. Anyway, there's a nice clean kill on Chaotic Darkness series boss battle with all missions. See you guys next time.